Hey guys, welcome to day 1 of Cedar Point week, where I make a video every day, Monday through Friday, talking about Cedar Point and just Cedar Point based, because Cedar Point opens this weekend, and I know a lot of people are very excited because it's Cedar Point. So to start off Cedar Point week, I thought I would share some of my favorite things about Cedar Point. And you may be like, oh, well that's obvious, all the roller coasters. And yeah, the roller coasters. But when you take a closer look, there's a lot of things that are good about Cedar Point that you really don't get at any other theme park. Most theme parks, because some theme parks you do get it, and so I'm not gonna say any other theme park. But of course, the first one that comes to mind is the quality roller coasters. And when I explained my first thoughts of Cedar Point, once I got back from my trip, it was um, that Cedar Point takes quality and quantity and matches it perfectly. And those were just my first quick thoughts, because I know a lot of parks take quantity and have one or two quality coasters, but Cedar Point has a lot of quality coasters, and pretty much every coaster there is quality. And they mix those two, quality and quantity, very well, and it is just overall great. Not to mention that Cedar Point was the pioneer of roller coasters, making the first hyper coaster, the first giga coaster, the first strata coaster, and breaks a lot of records when they bring in new coasters. So Cedar Point roller coasters overall is just a great thing about Cedar Point, and it's what makes Cedar Point Cedar Point. It's one of the things that makes Cedar Point Cedar Point. Of course, there are a lot of other things that make Cedar Point Cedar Point. And one of my favorite things that you don't get at pretty much any other park is the lakeside setting of Cedar Point. And Cedar Point is a peninsula, meaning that it's surrounded by three sides water and one side land. And it's really, really cool, because you can be going up the lift hill of a coaster and you just see lake out in front of you, especially on one of my favorite ones is Val Raven and Millennium Forest. Those are two great coasters. You can just look out and see the lake, and you can also see it on basically any other coaster. I know Cedar Point has a good view. Cedar Point, Steel Vengeance has a good view of the lake as well. It is just very good. There's only one downfall with that. Being by the lake, it can cause some windiness, and that can shut down some rides. And it can also stir up some little rainstorms that can also put delays on the rides. But other than that, it is just totally worth it. And that brings me into my second thing, is character. Cedar Point has a lot of character. Just the overall environment and everything about it is just great. And it's kind of branching off the idea of being by the lakeside setting, which is also they tie together. So yeah, and there are just so many cool things about Cedar Point. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was the resorts. They have a lot of hotels. Unlike my home park, Kings Island, Kings Island only has Camp Cedar that I know of. There may be a few other hotels, but Cedar Point has Hotel Breakers. I know they were working on some resort and just down the road or something. So they are really stepping up their resort and places to stay at Cedar Point, bringing in those people. And Hotel Breakers is, from what I've seen, one of the most beautiful hotels at a theme park. So that is a plus. And then there's also some great food at Cedar Point, and great restaurants, because I know if you follow Cedar Point's blog, they are building a family like style restaurant, and they also have just some other great restaurants that I haven't got the chance to check out them all, but I hope to get a few of them. After all, I'm only going to ride some roller coasters, but I really hope to check out some of the restaurants in the park and see how good the food is, because, you know, you just have to do that when you're at a theme park. So, those are some of my favorite things about Cedar Point, and that's just a few of them. Just, like, I have a lot more, I just can't think of them right now, because Cedar Point is amazing, and I love it for so many reasons. But, yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your favorite things about Cedar Point are. I'm trying to get in the Cedar Point mood before Cedar Point opens. So, thank you guys for joining me on day 1 of Cedar Point week. And that's pretty much all I have for you guys, so, again, thank you, and I hope you really enjoyed. And let me know down below what your favorite things about Cedar Point are. And, yeah, so, that's all I have, and this is ElToroRyan, signing off.